What is up, everybody? This is Jason here over here on Niner Faithful Radio for your halftime show. Um, that was a whole lot of fuckery to end that quarter. I'm going to set up the screens real quick because I've been watching it on another screen because obviously I'm streaming it. So give me just a second. I'm going to hit the intro for that part real quick, and then we will get to breaking this down. Well, to start off with, that was some complete and utter fucking bullshit when it comes to getting ejecting Greenlaw out of the game. He did not lower the helmet. Yeah, exactly, dude. That was some fucking serious bullshit with that. He did not lower and hit with the top of his helmet. It happened to be the only reason why it looked as bad as it was because of the trajectory was changed with with Ward hitting him. So what the hell are you supposed to do? Player safety, I get it. I'll be the first person to say that, player safety should be the first thing. Always. Come the fuck on. Now, the good thing is, at the very least, that took Herbert out of the game right there, because obviously, if you're gonna play that card and do that, you have to go with the same thing and get Herbert out. So at the very least, that brings in Chase Daniels, and it still stifles any sort of momentum or anything that they might have gotten out of that going and everything. Yeah, we'll get to that. But just the end of that, so even if you want to give him the penalty for hitting the quote unquote, even though he wasn't defenseless because he was a running back at that point, he was, he'd committed to running. What the fuck is the ejection for? Okay, you give him the penalty. I'll accept the penalty, even though it was fucking stupid. I'll accept the penalty. The ejection is utter fucking bullshit, just like Kim over here is saying. So yes, I'll accept the penalty. Stupid as fuck, because again, that wasn't what he was. Had he not been hit by Ward, he wouldn't have had it hit him helmet to helmet. But to throw him out of the game for that's fucking bullshit. So, if you guys could have been in this room right now, I was fucking livid. I am pretty fucking sure all of you guys were too, because that was just, yeah. At the very least, we did hold them to the field goal. We've got some momentum going on offense and on defense for a little bit right now. So obviously, I will go ahead and pull this up, add it to the stream. As you can see right now, it's obviously 16-10. We do get the ball to start the second half, which is good because the offense is starting to click a little bit. So, all right, let's see. Thomas, that was a BS call on Greenlaw. Yeah, like I said, as I started off everything, that was fucking bullshit. Yeah, I'll get to that. Kim definitely agree with that. The ejection, I'll take the penalty. The penalty sucked, but the ejection was bullshit. Let's see. Thomas Sport is getting soft with. It's yes and no in that the players are getting bigger, faster, stronger at such an alarming rate. They're hitting so much harder. But at the same time, when it comes to it getting soft, what do you expect when they don't freaking practice, tackling or taking hits? Their bodies are getting weak because they don't know how to take a hit. All these guys are just, they don't know how to take a hit anymore, basically. So yes, I don't necessarily think it's getting soft, but the way they're allowed to practice is, all that kind of stuff with the CBA and all that is, yeah. Heather coming in with a complete BS. I assume you were talking about the same thing we have been beating to death for the last almost 4.5 minutes with the whole Greenlaw situation. So I'm just going to end this on this. I don't mind the penalty per se. The penalty is BS. The ejection is the worst part. It's a fucking travesty that he got ejected for that. I'll take the penalty, stupid as it is. The ejection, uncalled for. They were talking about, Collinsworth was talking about something that New York can get involved. And I'm not sure if New York goes back and, the officials over in New York, if you know what they're talking about, they review everything when it comes to ejections, penalties, and all that kind of stuff. I'm curious if that maybe New York will go through that and be like, hey, you know what? Because of the whole rejection, the altered state of how he was going and everything like that, maybe they overturn the ejection. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I've never heard of anything like that, so we'll see. Yep. Okay, that's what I figured, Heather. Yeah, it seems to be the hot topic at the moment, considering everything that's happened. Minus the good game in general. The game in general got off to a great start. We had McCaffrey running all over the place, doing a bunch of screens here and there, and then I don't know what happened. We go away from it every single time, basically, but he wasn't targeting. So Shanahan, it's one of the things that drive me crazy. It's like he almost overthinks himself. It's like, okay, we had something working. Why go away from it? Rano, terrible call. Indeed. So let's go through some of these stats real quick. I'm going to look on my other screen because it's a little bit easier to read. Let's see. Jimmy, 9 of 13, 128 yards, averages 10 yards. Rating is 100.8. Jimmy's having a very effective game right now. I know a lot of people, I've already seen a lot of people jump down things with that. Jimmy is being Jimmy. Jimmy is an effective quarterback. I'll talk about that later. Rushing, obviously, we've got McCaffrey with 18, Elijah 23, Debo with 7. I like seeing Debo still come across the middle like that because, I think we flared out both running backs on that play and it still brought him in. Jimmy has the one scramble, which if Jimmy had gone for the corner instead of trying to cut back like Jimmy do, your game is not one, it's not as being a running quarterback, but trying to cut back on the inside on two defenders. Now, Jimmy gets the first down if he just runs towards the sideline at an angle, kind of like, they're doing the end zone, going for the pylon. He does that, he fucking scores. So, but again, that's definitely not Jimmy's wheelhouse to be running like that. So, Ayuk is having an amazing game when it comes so far. Yes, he did have the one fumble. And, obviously we can pick that apart. But other than that, Ayuk has been getting, 9-10 yards a pop. Let's see what average. His average right now on 4 catches is 12.3. He's been playing his ass off. He's got good, easy, pushing after the catch for more yards and everything. So he's doing good there. Juwan had that amazing third catch on third down. Debo still got nothing. Christian's got the 2 screens for 18 yards. Kittle had the one nice third down catch for 21. And then Ray also had the nice deep one from Jimmy when Jimmy rolled out, and then I think Ray was supposed to be the out on the sideline, but he just decided to go deep. And that was a great read by him and a great throw by Jimmy. So let's see. Herbert is 14 of 21 for 161. He has been sacked twice. I think Bosa got 1.5 on that. Oh, I thought he got at least half on that other sack. Oh, well. Like I said, but still, another sack for Bosa. Let's see. What do we got coming in here? Kim, like you said, no time. Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that. And Jay, what's up, Jamie? How you guys doing? And just so you guys know, Jamie will be going live. I'm not sure what time since we are doing such a late game tonight. But she'll be going live at some point after the game this evening. So make sure you join her as she does our post-game afterwards on all the same old socials that we got on here at the YouTube, Twitch, and the Facebooks. So as far as what I've been saying, that the difference between Justin Herbert and Jimmy, and like I said, this isn't necessarily a knock on Jimmy. It's that there's a difference in that Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback. Why? Look at what he has got. Justin Herbert has nothing around him besides Eckler at the running back position. I mean, Everett's I won't lie, Everett's actually a decent tight end. But when it comes to actually wide receivers, he's got nothing. He's barely got bottom of the barrel stuff. You can even argue that some of his wide receivers are not even in the barrel when it comes to how, they're talent-wise compared to what they've lost. So look at how he elevates their game to make them better. And a couple of those throws, honestly, Lenore and Ward were both deep on two passes that should have gone in for touchdowns. So honestly, they should have had at least 2 more touchdowns. But like I said, that in where you have Jimmy, where our offense is completely just stalled. Jimmy, and like I said, and I know everybody gets mad when you talk about this, but Jimmy is not elite. He is a very efficient game manager. That's not, and I know a lot of people they'll think that's a knock on him. No, that's not. It's a good role. Look at all these weapons we have around him, and we're still stalling. You put Justin Herbert on this offense, and dear Lord. Yeah, Herbert is playing his ass off, and that's the reason why he's an arguably top 5 quarterback in this league. He makes everybody around him better. You can't necessarily say that for Jimmy when he makes everybody if he makes everybody better. But what he is good at is distributing the ball in a very efficient way to letting his playmakers make plays. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think Debo needs more touches. It's definitely going to be a balancing act. Like, I think right now you're seeing a little bit, it's kind of heavy with CMC. Maybe next week it gets a little bit heavier when it comes to like Debo. Then maybe the next week it's going to go to like Elijah. Maybe then it goes to Brandon Ayuk, and then maybe it goes to Kittle. So it's a balancing act right now when it comes to a lot of this stuff as far as to how the distribution of the plays go. And I think it's just kind of be with the hot hand right now. Start off with CMC being hot, run the ball. Let's get back to that. My biggest takeaway from this game so far in the first half is our secondary is right now it's getting destroyed by an elite quarterback and bottom of the barrel and wide receivers. And there's no reason why these receivers should be looking this good against this secondary. We actually have a damn good secondary, even without, mostly Ann Vernett being done for the season. We have Diamondon Lenore, Samuel Womack, Ambry Thomas. I'm hoping that we get some Ambry Thomas here in the second half because, like I said, Diamondon Lenore is getting beat on quite a few plays. One, arguably two, that should have gone for touchdowns had the passes just been like, well, one of them, the receiver just didn't catch it if he just stretched his arms out a little more. But the other one, Herbert brings it in like, 3 or 4 yards, and that's another or 3 or 4 feet even. I don't think it was that far. And he gets a touchdown. So let me pop over and see what we got for the game. All right. So it looks like I've got you guys for about 12 and a half minutes. So we are starting off with the ball the second half. Let's get that run game going again. I love that first drive. Took off, 9.5 minutes or something like that to start the game. Let's get back to that. I love that first drive. Granted, it ended in a field goal, unfortunately, but at least we established that run. We got it going. All the stuff that this team is built to do. So let's definitely get back to that. And again, everybody knows Jamie. Jamie will be here for the post-game show. I'm probably going to head to bed and try to watch this game because I've got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 7 o'clock here in Seattle. So, all right, everybody, thanks for coming in. And like Thomas over here says, bang, bang, Niner gang, go Niners. See everybody